Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Welcome
Shalom.
to Yahweh Yahshua Speak television show. We are here in Evanston, Illinois, 725.5 Howard Street, the Hebrew husband and wife ministry, to bring forth a marvelous lesson after coming out the great Lael part. Yes, Yisrael, the Yah's holy commendation weekly Sabbath started at night. At night, he said, be it, don't forsake the assembly. I mean, he's supposed to be here. This is it. How else the world gonna know how Yah's standards if we not doing it? You can't keep it like when you want, think it's just a Yah problem, just come in the day part. All praises to Abba Yahweh. He had put on into my lay, my unction, my all emotional being, my pay, my mind, into my ruach, from his ruach, a lesson entitled Relax in Abba Yahweh's word of truth. He said relax, and everything he written his word of truth is Yahshua. Yahshua came and had it written down. You relax in Abba Yahweh's word of truth. Meaning everything that's written from Genesis and Revelation, relaxing. Don't have no fears or nothing but what Judah Max and religious Max have to say. Just bring forth the word of truth. That's it. You know, and we're going to relax in it. We're going to start off with where a lot of men is not relaxed and silly sisters ain't relaxed in it. Let's go to Judges. Judges chapter 4. Judges, thus says Yahweh, and the Bible has spoken to you. Judges chapter 4. Judges chapter 4. Judges chapter 4. This is where a lot of religious man, Judah man is not comfortable. We don't care. We don't care, but we care. We don't care for your thoughts, your mythology, philosophies, and thinks of means to be right. We talking about Yah's word of truth, which Yahshua brought. We are relaxed in bringing it. It is written. You go against these ring. You don't repent and say, forgive me, Abba Yahweh. I didn't understand, or I refused it, or I ignored it. You die as Roman because you die with the Hata'ah. This is what you're going to be fat with Roman Christian dying. You are going to be judged by the Torah and your works. Your deeds as Roman because if you don't like the word works. Judges chapter 4. Judges, we only get one go around at this. And we're going to be fiery. From the word from straight from the fiery throne, we bring it as the Lion of Yehudah. Bold. He said, come bold to my throne and get my dabarim and bring it to the earth. Hallelujah. Judges chapter 4. Let's read verses 1 to 5.
Judges chapter 4 and verse 1. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of Yahweh when Ehud was dead. Verse 2. And Yahweh sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, the captain of whose host was Sisera, which dwelt in Harosheth of the Gentiles. Verse 3. And the children of Israel cried unto Yahweh, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel. Verse 4. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapithoth, she judged Israel at that time.
Hear it, O Arif, and Deborah, a prophetess, the high Israel of Lapithoth, she suffered Israel at that time. If you're a judge, you teach. It's a nation. Now, it's the nation of Israel. So if you don't receive and believe it, that's on you. Truth be true. We're gonna bring Abba Yahweh's truth. Continue.
Verse 5. And she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in Mount Ephraim, and the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. And
if you don't get it, here it is in this word. And she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah. She had her own tree between Ramah and Bethel and Mount Ephraim. And the high band of Israel came up to her for Mizpah. They came up to her to hear what her judgment, her wisdom Yah had given her. She was the leader. I like to read something out of the a book is called the Everything Woman of the Bible book. I like to read something about the Deborah. Deborah, that's fine. I like to read something about Deborah. I like to read about something about Deborah. Don't get on us if you go to do your research and these words and saying ain't true. We just bring in what is written to emphasize her role. Praises to our Abba Yahweh. It said Deborah. Deborah, whose name means bee, was the wife of Lappothis. She was one of the 7 Hebrew women in ancient time known as prophetess. They include Sarah, Hannah, Abigail, Miriam, Esther, Huda, and Deborah. Deborah alone stands out in biblical history as an adept female military commander. That's giving orders, teaching, military commander, and unique among the 5 leaders or judges of Israel that Elohim inspired and empowered to lead Israelites into throwing off the yoke of their oppressor. That's you teaching. You can't teach, ain't no one until you teaching. What she teaching them? This book here, Abba Yahweh. She getting Musa from Abba Yahweh and teaching the men, the nation. That's what she did. She did. Deborah's people, the Hebrews, had been oppressed for some 20 years by a group of Canaanite rulers whose military strength was unsurpassed. And then Sisera believed that his military power was invincible and that the Hebrews would not challenge him because a woman, they said because a woman, Deborah was leading them. It's written. Everything can't be written in the Bible. It'll be too big, as Yahshua said. That's why you have concordance in books you go to. Because Deborah was leading them. But inspired by Elohim, Deborah threw down a garment, summoned her own general named Barak, and told him to gather 10,000 soldiers and take them to Mount Tabor. She would lure Sisera to the river cut Kishon and deliver him into thine hand. And I can say, and then here it is, it's a prophetess. Deborah had a powerful and abiding eminah in Elohim. She was blessed with the gift of prophecy, receiving divine inspiration in a message from Elohim. She ordered Barak from his home at Kadesh in Naphtali to lead the Israelites against the Canaanites. Barak, here it is. Barak said he would go only if she would accompany him. Here it is. He wanted his ruler and his prophetess by his side. Woman warrior. Deborah summoned General Barak, a male military leader who was the son of Abba, Noam, and ordered him in the name of Elohim to lead an army to Israel to Mount Tabor in an all-out assault on the Canaanites. Praise the mighty Yah. Just and righteous judge. For a woman in ancient times, Deborah occupied an almost unheard of position of power as a leader or a judge of Israel. It would have been unseemly for her to hear petitions. Look at it, she heard petitions and complaints in her private court. So she held court under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethlehem and Mount Ephraim. And this what it be. And there dispense wisdom and justice to the children of Israel. A nation, she teaches. She a leader, teacher, all that. That was it. And praise be to the mighty Yah. So how Deborah had did. She had stood up to be a leader that Yahweh called her to Yahweh. Skip what you man talk about, you Judah Max and religion. Yahweh, he said, relax in my dabbering, in my word of truth. That's what we are. We're bringing his word of truth. And he said, provoke them to anger for they can come back to righteousness. That's what we want to do to you religious man, Judah man. Skip what y'all say. Thus says Yahweh. Who report we believe? Our Yahweh and our big old brother Yahshua. Skip man's dead report of y'all daddy, the devil. You against it. The Antichrist has yet to come. But you are Antichrist. Any y'all go against the doctrine, you are Antichrist. You're against it. And they say in the word anti. So man, you against things. That means you against anti. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Revelation knowledge to this present time. Amen. Yahshua's name. Amen. Let's go to Titus. Titus. Praise him. Praise him for this life, this work he has called us to in vineyard. It's honor. This is the only honor you can have on this earth. Ain't no honor and privilege, I mean. This is the only privilege. Ain't no privilege in no man. That's the deception the devil got to people that sleep to Yahweh's word. You would know that ain't nothing what you think. Because you have a certain a different nationality, think you got privilege. That's the devil got you puffed up. We are all the same in Yah's eye. Either you with him or you against him. Praise the mighty Titus. Titus chapter 2. Titus chapter 2. Let's read verse 3.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things.
Hallelujah. And they Iyshshah, likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming Kadeshness, not false accuser, not given too much Yain. Yahweh is a total thing. Says you Roman Christian Judah man, you can drink. Y'all telling a lie to the devil, you can't drink. Yahshua's first miracle was turning water to Yain. He said, just don't overdo it. And then he said, teachers a total thing. And the total thing there is the truth of Abba Yahweh is shining up. This still goes about when can y'all ride? First Yahshua, First Yahshua. This is what we relaxed in our Abba Yahweh word of truth. We were so relaxed to bring it to you. We say we don't do no vain debate. He said it's vain debate. We don't go back for it. We're gonna bring you the truth, let it lay it down, leave it at the table up there. And then you reason with your dumb self and one of the fools that want to like it. We just bringing it forth and moving forward. We can't get stuck on y'all stupidness. We got work to do. My God, we have a short time, 120 years, to get this out. Like Noah built that ark for 100 years and they just laughed and scorned. Okay. We know, I say, we love haters. The number one hater is the devil. And man, we love haters, because then we know we doing our Abba right. You ain't got no haters, you ain't on y'all, ain't on the radar for y'all. Praise the mighty God. Bring it on, haters. It just builds us up. To keep staying on knowing we doing y'all right. Stay on these true dog way. First Yahshua, First Yahshua. Praise the mighty God. Love. Strengthen his work. Every time you say, you read these doctrines, and especially when you say it out, especially when you bring it to the air, strengthen you. We praise our Yahweh for our Roman kind and Ra Shalom, where they had, he put the vision of Hebrew husband in ministry. We just moving it forward as we had picked our Ra, went to sleep for the rest, and we picked up his mantle. We running at a pace in this marvelous human race of truth. Hallelujah. First Yahshua, chapter 2, and let's read verse 20. 20 to 24.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 20. But ye have an unction from the Holy One, that ye know all things.
Hallelujah. That's our labor, our pay, our unction.
Yep.
But we have an unction from the Ruach HaKodesh. We got all things, because it was told to us from our brother. Yeah. So we got all things that our Abba wants that gave to our brother. We got all things that our daddy told us from Genesis to Revelation, Revelation to God. We know all things he wants us to know in this book. Hallelujah. Continue.
Verse 21. I have not written unto you because you know not the truth, but because you know it, and that no lie is of the truth.
No lies of the devil and Adam. Continue.
Verse 22, who is a liar, but he that denieth that Yahshua is the Mashiach. He is Antichrist, that denieth the Father and the Son.
Hallelujah. Here it is, Eric. Who is the liar but he that denied that Yeshua is the Hamashiach? You straight lie like your daddy the devil. It's throughout the whole book. He is the anti-Mashiach that denied the Ha'al and the Hamam, the Ruach was saying. You're the anti-Mashiach right now. You. The anti-Mashiach come because we got to come in the temple in Jerusalem. But you his little son now. Continue.
Verse 23, whosoever denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father. But he that acknowledgeth the Son hath the Father also.
Hallelujah. Whosoever denieth the Ha'al, Yeshua, the same hath not the Ha'al Yahweh. He that acknowledges that the Ha'al Yeshua have the Ha'al Yahweh also. See, we acknowledge. That's why we come in bold that a woman can teach, because it's throughout this book. Continue.
Verse 24, let that therefore abide in you, which ye have heard from the beginning. If that which ye have heard from the beginning shall remain in you, ye also shall continue in the Son and in the Father.
Hallelujah. Let that therefore abide in you. Let these doctrine of truth. I'm relaxing. Y'all doctrine of truth. Let that therefore abide in you, which you have Shema from the high bereshit. Since we first did it, we didn't know it and understand it, but we kept letting it grow into it till we got it. Till we got it. He gave that coat my yada and beam, open them spiritual eyes and ears, tentative to the words and in the classroom, taking notes and going home and studying, practicing and living them. If that which you have Shema from the high bereshit shall remain in you, you also shall continue in the high bond and in the high out. And that's it. He say, endure to the end. You are my disciplined one. We are. Once we come to know these words, relax and know these words of truth are truth. Yeah, it's a process. It takes time. As Rod Stone was giving a lesson now, your first protocol is to be baptized, to be submerged. Then you got to feed that babe, the doctrine. As you got to eat something every day, physical food, you got to put some spiritual food up in your plate every day.
Teach it.
For you can stand against the wiles of the devil and the wicked men. Hallelujah. Hashanah Gain said, can't talk about this truth. You come up with the dumbest excuse and reason in your own mind, then it's your own stinking thing, but it don't stand to the truth. He said no lies of the truth. Hallelujah. Acts chapter 9. Acts chapter 9. Just bringing the word of truth. A lot of people got them titles of their temples and all that said, but they ain't bringing it. If you ain't doing it from Genesis to Revelation, Revelation to God, you got half truth. Because then the devil got you not standing strong and bold. Then you start thinking and reasoning with your own man mind, which is the flesh, carnality. You ain't living in the Ruach. Because if you're the Ruach, you say those who love me. He said, what he said? Keep my commandments. You would keep them. You would love them. Hallelujah. You wouldn't doubt nothing written in this book. It's about saving souls, y'all. That's all it is. We speak in tongue, unusual doctrine, strange tongue. What's that strange tongue? Truth. They've been deceived by the devil for thousands of years, and men just follow on because why? As Ron McCall said, they want to be fancy and foot loose. Think they can kick it with the devil and come sit and eat with Yah, with their dirty selves. Hallelujah. Acts chapter 9. Acts chapter 9. Acts chapter 9, let's read verses 1 to 2. Oh, praise God, y'all. Your grace and Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.
Always and forever.
Forever and ever. Now and forever.
Thank you.
Read.
Acts chapter 9 and verse 1. And Shaul, yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciple of Yahshua, went unto the high priest.
Hallelujah. And sorry, The Nephilim was breathing out. He just threatening. He mad fire. You know how we can be. Especially here to get mad, say some words, and give you that special faith. Threatenings and slaughter against the disciplined one of the Hadam went unto the high Kohen. Continue.
Verse 2, and desire of him letters to Damascus to the synagogues, that if he found any of his way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem.
Yeah, Roman Christian, y'all think it was nice. He was getting them and killing them.
Yeah.
Very God, and he wanted, and this is what he did. And he desired of him letters to the message to the temples, that if he found any of them on the way, whether they were Adam, and here it is, of Iyshshah,
Yeah.
he might bring them bound to Jerusalem. What they were doing in the temple? Teaching. They were teaching. Because if they were just getting the word, he wouldn't have snatched them. They was teaching Yahshua. If you were just sitting there, he wasn't doing, he was going for the leaders.
Yeah.
As everything, as Ross Norman did, you know, semi-leaders that they consider a leader, which they figure threat. They killed a leader, as Yahshua said. See, as he was the leader, he said, strike the shepherd and the sheep shall flee. So they were going to try to stop. They didn't stop. They thought it was an ordinary movement. You know, and they read it and still didn't want to receive it. But hey, like we all was wretched and didn't know Yahweh, saw who didn't know. But y'all had something vision for him, and he fulfilled it. Praise the mighty God, just like us. But it let you know it's about women. Came Yahweh, he said, my daughters of Zion are my teachers. So that's on you Judah Max and religion man and silly sisters that follow behind saying, thinking you can't teach. That's on your dumb self. Because he said he give you over to a reprobate mind because you didn't believe. You didn't receive it and believe. Yahshua said all he said, just believe. Even if you don't understand, just believe, follow it. As Raw Mackay say, last time they'll say, what if this book not true, but we know it is? He said at least you live by this book and you live a decent life. Hallelujah. But we know it's in it. Because what it is doing for us in our life now. So we know it is. We live in epistles, bringing it to the era. Wherever we go, we let you know the goodness. You see the doom and gloom. Now, Roman Christian, now, all these volcanoes that's happening, whatever, I rarely watch the news, but I can hear it throughout people's mouth. Now, that's not no act of Elohim. No, it's not. That is the act of the devil. Right. He only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Yeshua said, I come to give you life, this life, and more abundantly mean eternal life. That's what more abundantly meant. You blessed in this life, and what can come more abundant? Eternal God. That's what it is. Roman Christian teachers get it right. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Numbers chapter 27. Get it right. That's what we only about reproof and correction in love. It's about saving souls. Our brother say he wish, and our dad say he wish that no one go to the lake of fire. Stop saying hell, make it look like it's all soft and all that, and purgatory different. It's only one lake of fire. Look at that volcano that's erupting and all that, or look at the lava. That's how it is. It moves like a lake of fire. That's what it is, suffering, gnashing of teeth. Bring the truth. People want to sit there. You playing with your eternal kind, that sister and brother standing up there giving you part truth and mostly lies. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Numbers chapter 27. Numbers chapter 27. Numbers chapter 27. Numbers chapter 27. Thank you, yes, for the revelation now truth. Numbers chapter 27. Let's read verses 1 to 8.
Numbers chapter 27.
Here come some sisters. They and the brothers read.
Numbers chapter 27 and verse 1. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Yahshua. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. Verse 2. And they stood before Moshe and before Eleazar the priest and before the princes and all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying,
Hallelujah. these are sisters with their boldness. They had that ruach in it. And they stood before Moshe and before Eleazar, the high Kohen, before the high Nasi, and all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Amah. Continue.
Verse 3, our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against Yahweh in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin and had no sons. Verse 4, why should the name of our father be done away from among his family? Because he had no sons. Give unto us therefore a possession among the brethren of our fathers. Verse 5, and Moshe brought their cause before Yahweh. Verse 6, and Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying,
here it is, it said, and Moshe brought their cause before Yahweh, and Yahweh amar to Moshe amar. Continue.
Verse 7, the daughters of Zelophehad speak
What?
right.
Y'all hear that? The high Baptist of Zelophehad amar to y'all man. Continue.
Thou shalt surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their father's brethren, and thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to pass unto them.
Hallelujah. That's the respect y'all have for the daughters of Zion. If he would have said no, they ain't getting nothing. You pass it on to the next male up after they daddy. This is y'all's respect. He let you know he always respect his daughters of Zion. The Roman and the Greek came with philosophy, opened up vows, and made the woman unholy. That's some dumbest stuff you can come and man follow and believe philosophy. My thoughts are these. Continue.
Verse 8, and thou shalt speak unto the children of Yisrael, saying, if a man die and have no son, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter.
Hallelujah. And thou shalt amar unto the high band of Israel. Amar, if an Adam move have no band, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his back. That's a command. That's a command right there. You know, that's what Yah highly thinks of his daughter. She ain't no different. He made him akar, ain't no 50-50. It's 100-100. Where you can say that if you want to go there 50-50, that makes the 100, man and woman. Holler Yahweh. That half, like I said, it took Adam half and Kawa half to make them akar, like Yahshua and Yahweh. He's one and they one, they came together, it's akar, one. He's half father, half son. Y'all can't see that, that's on Yah. See, he can't break himself off and do whatever. That's, you don't believe. You're in the carnality of your carnal mind. Ezekiel chapter 13. Ezekiel chapter 13. Now it's on you. Because you refuse truth. You either on this book, either you don't understand it, you refuse it. That's it. It's okay. It's good if you don't understand it yet. But you will. You keep reading it and reading it and reading it. They say, and every now come by hearing and hearing the then you be saying it to yourself when you in your private or wherever you at. You should say it out. Speak it. Everything was spoken into existence. Speak it. Because as Ron Solomon say, you saying it to yourself, you get it in. Because you listening to yourself. Ezekiel chapter 13. Chapter 13, let's read verses 17 to 23. Oh, praise it to Abba Yahweh.
Hallelujah. Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 17. Likewise, thou son of man, set thy face against the daughters of thy people, which prophesies out of their own heart, and prophesies thou against them.
Praise my. Check this out. Here's Yah. Here's Yah.
Yeah.
Likewise, thy bound honor, set thy face against the high bath of Diane. He's talking about his daughters, which Nebuah out of their own pay, and Nebuah thou against them. He said, "You go stand against my daughters, my teachers. You know, they didn't ill like these silly men here. They done got beside themselves, smelling their own funk." Continue.
Verse 18. And say, thus saith the Yahweh Elohim, woe to the women that sewed pillows to all armholes, and make kerchiefs upon the head of every stature to hunt souls. Will ye hunt the souls of my people, and will ye save the souls alive that come unto you?
Hallelujah. This is Yah talk to his Nabi to bring to the system. And the ma does my Don Yahweh. Woe to the high Iyshshah that so pillow to all armor to make capture upon the head of every statue. To hunt Nephites. He said hunt. So they were doing some evil stuff. It's women power over men. When you hunt the Nephites of Miami, he tell them, you gonna hunt the Nephites of Miami, make my people err from your goofiness, because you want that. When you, Yahshua, the high Nephites, a Kaya, that come to you, he know they ain't gonna do it. He know they're gonna get mischief to stir them off from him. He said, when you save, give them the word to say they Nephites. Continue.
Verse 19, and will you pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley and for pieces of bread, to slay the souls that should not die, and to save the souls alive that should not live, by your lying to my people that hear your eyes.
This is Yah talking to his daughters. So they had them and teachers, Yah.
Yeah.
You can, Judah Max and William Max, you can skip all you want. This is Yah talking.
Sure is.
And he said, and this is what it is. Like you, Yah, false Nabis doing today. They were doing it. Will you pollute me among my am for a handful of barley and pieces of liquor? Saying all, you take that say, you're taking the filthy lucreage. They tell them lies and bribed off.
Yeah.
To slay the number of that should not move, saying the one that's surely want Yah, word Abba rain. Relax, want to be relaxed, and this is the only way you're going to relax. It's Abba rain to receive and believe, and word of truth. Yeah. He said to slay the number that should not move, and to Yahshua the soul of Kaya that should not Kaya. He's talking about your evil men and women. By your lying to my am, that shall mar your lies. Holla Yahweh.
Wow.
Continue.
Verse 20. Wherefore thus says Yahweh Elohim, behold, I am against your pillows wherewith ye there hunt the souls to make them fly. And I will tear them from your arm, and will let the souls go, even the souls that ye hunt to make them fly.
Hallelujah. Wherefore my Don Yahweh, behold, I am against your pillows. Where you there hunt the nephews to make them fly off into, unrighteousness. And I would tear them from your arm. I'm gonna stop this. You ain't going nobody, you went far enough. And we'll let the nephews go, even the nephews that you hunt and make them fly. That's when he come in, he said, devil, enough. You got my daughters believing your lies to diss me. I'm gonna show you who's the man. I am the man, Yahweh, the man with my plan that goes forward. Yeah. Continue.
Verse 21, your kerchiefs also will I tear, and deliver my people out of your hand, and they shall be no more in your hand to be hunted, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh.
That's it. And your kerchief also will I tear, deliver my am out of your hand, that they should no more in your hand, be in your hand to be hunted. And you shall Yahweh that I am Yahweh. You ain't want because not knowing Yahweh, that's torment. The devil just gonna give you torment. You're not relaxed, and it's all around the truth. He stepped in. Continue.
Verse 22. Because with lies ye have made the heart of the righteous sad, whom I have not made sad.
Just was talking about that. Continue.
And strengthened the hands of the wicked, that he should not return from his wicked way, by promising him
nothing but the devil through them.
Yeah.
Because with lies you have made the high prayer of the Sadiq sad, whom I was just saying you can't relax in Yahweh Dabarim. You don't have his words to torment, whom I have not made sad, and correct the hands of the Hawashah, that they should not return from their Rasha way, by promise him Kai. Like they do. You good, you can do this. Like the devil, like you said to Kara, you can eat, you surely should not die.
Teach it right.
That's what it is. Promise them kind. You can do what you want. Skip what Yahweh said. Yeah, we know what he wrote back in the wilderness. That's old stuff. Like
true.
that's old. You see, the Kadashbury, they say that's old. It's done. That was dead. They ain't doing that. I saw a young man, him and his wife, husband, wife, man, praise Yahweh for that. Teach on Yahweh, I'm gonna say, well, like when they say, when the pastor sing, the song, by and by, that's that old slave mentality. Ain't no by and by, Yah is now and now.
Yes, he is.
Ain't no by and now. You talking about you gonna understand. I'm like, that's you.
Give him glory.
He didn't want you to understand. He would have left his book.
Give him
understand what is now, because it is written. Not when Yahshua come. You got to know now.
Yes, sir.
To get into the kingdom, you got to know now. Here it is. Genesis to Revelation. That's all you need to know. There's 66 books. Concordance enhance what y'all has from the English to people can better get it. That's what it's about. No apocryphy, and you try to make fun of a Greek word, but you're so pro-Israel. Praise the mighty, I continue.
Verse 23, therefore ye shall see no more vanity, nor divine divinations, for I will deliver my people out of your hand.
Yes,
and ye shall know that I am Yahweh.
Therefore you shall see no more vanity. See, your thing. You ain't gonna do no divine divination, signs and wonders and all that, what he had blessed our sister with. I will deliver my out of your hand, and you shall yada that I am Yahweh, Arif.
He's right.
You better bow now. Because if you don't, when he comes back, you're going to be bowing. You're going to the lake of fire naked. You came in physical naked. He compares the physical to the spiritual.
That's it.
Shalom brought that. Brought right there. The rope in the eyes and ears said, yeah. He could always compare the physical to the spiritual. You came in here naked. You're going in the lake of fire naked.
That's it.
Holla, Yahweh. Get with him now.
Yes.
He said, now when you hear this, don't wait tomorrow's promise to none of us. Be assured that you're going to be in the kingdom by following right now. And give it over and surrender. Allow yourself, humble yourself, and surrender it all done. And cry out, just help me, Abba, Yah.
Hear it.
I do not know right now, but Yah.
Yes.
As our big brother Dawid say, Yah your Torahs. We say everything. We love your Torah.
Yes.
Torahs ain't made for a Sadiq man. Yeshua said. And so always said that people Paul like to hold, Roman Christians like to hold him up. But he said it was made, if it wasn't for the law, I wouldn't know I was dissing my daddy Yahweh.
Get right, yeah.
Once like say Yeshua said, he didn't come to do it away with the law and not what the Nabis had said. He came to fulfill. He said that the heavens unborn heavens and may fade away. He said, but my Torah would never fade away. That's what the universe was made on, Torah.
Yes.
I think they're trying to, this meteor coming here and all that. Never. Because y'all got a divine order. He loved his toys he playing with, the moon stuff, sending them around and doing these we are made in him. Like we have, playing with toys. We grew up, then you have hobbies of reading and all that stuff. You may take hobby and car, toys. That's our entertainment. That's Since good music. Holla, Yahweh.
Yes.
Proverbs chapter 31. Proverbs chapter 31. Proverbs. All told. Genesis to Revelation. All told. Wrong crazy. And a major and minor prophet. Yeah. Ain't no. He said, hey, there's no comparison. He has likeness. You are likened to something. They all was major prophets.
Right.
Whatever y'all had to say is major.
Yeah.
They just had, I like talking short and sweet to the point.
Yeah.
Y'all just had them right there short and sweet to the point. They all major. Everything y'all got written in here is major for our life.
Yeah.
It's major. You get this.
That's the major.
You ought to go to college, you better major in y'all universe of the world.
Yeah.
Major. You better get an A+ from Genesis to Revelation.
Yes, sir.
Pass every test in your life.
Help us, Yah.
Holla, Yahweh told us, Yahweh for helping us. Give him, whether you're going to receive it or not.
Yeah.
You sent it out.
Yes, yes.
Whether you receive it. Like Robert Cox said, it's a free gift.
Yes.
But if you don't receive it, it'll be just packed up waiting for you. Sitting there waiting, collecting dust till you come like King Nebuchadnezzar. Snap to your senses. Proverbs chapter 31. Proverbs chapter 1. Yahweh said, blow the shofar.
Yeah.
Yell loud and spare not your feelings. Because that's what's going to have you go to the lake of fire. Deception of your emotional feelings. Proverbs chapter 31. It's saying, ain't no half step in y'all.
It's not.
You can ask black people, I say, you can fake the funk to your funky self, but Yah knows and sees everything. You're fooling yourself. That's what the devil wants you to be deceived. And his biggest deception of this era is to have people think he don't exist. That he's a cartoon character with a pitchfork, horns, and red suit. It's a lie. He's walking around disguising himself as a person looking like you. And it is written, when they say look upon him when he's chained up. This the man, as message Yahshua would say, message Daniel, this the man that caused all this mess.
That's what the scripture says.
Holla Yahweh.
Yep.
Proverbs. You can take on the form of anything. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 to 31.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Verse 11. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Verse 12. She would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Verse 13. She seeketh wool and flax and work.
Where are you?
Proverbs 31.
And you started at what?
I started at 10.
Alright. Okay, go ahead. You had verse what now?
Verse 13.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. She seeketh wool.
Oh, go ahead, I'm in the wrong book. Go ahead.
Okay.
Praise the mighty Yah.
She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. Verse 14. She is like a merchant's ship. She bringeth her food from afar. Verse 15. She arises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. Verse 16. She considereth the field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planted a vineyard. Verse 17. She girded her loins with strength, and strengthened her arms. Verse 18. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good, her candle goeth not out by night. Verse 19. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. Verse 20. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. Verse 21. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. Verse 22. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land.
Praise my name. Her Iysh is Yahweh in the gates when he sitteth among the elder of the land. He's sitting there with the brothers, but they know this one. Get all this? You have to been taught by Yah to teach everybody else. She's the teacher of the household. That's the Iyshshah, but that goes for the sisters doing the work of Yah. You have to, how you gonna know to do the work of Yah if you ain't here and he ain't teaching you, and you teaching other people? Come on now.
You won't.
Judah might, yeah, you won't. You'll be all, if Yah does the indecent in order, you'll be out of whack. Everybody be mad, confused, all that from the temple to the cribs, wherever you go. Continue.
Verse 24. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Verse 25. Strength and honor are in her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. Verse 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness.
Hallelujah. Wait, check this out, Judah man, little man. She opened her mouth with kokma, and in her tongue is the high tower of kindness. Where it come from Yah. Taught by Yah to teach people who she come in contact with. She's a teacher. Yah brought, you know, her husband got status. She got static because you see, he ain't saying nothing. They sitting there cheering amongst the elders. She Yahweh the people, the nation of Israel. Continue.
Verse 27, she looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness.
Look at that. She looketh well to the ways of Bible. Man, your Bible is people you come around. Because once you in the presence of Yah, they in your presence, they on the Yah's Bible.
Yeah.
They on his Bible. And eateth not the lack of idleness. She doing about her hour's business. Continue.
Verse 28, her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her.
Look at that. This is how it's supposed to go. Her band arise her and corral her barak, and her Iysh also, and he praises her. And that's what it is. Y'all see it get praise to those who praise. You don't praise yourself. You praise our brothers and sisters that doing the work of Yahweh. You let them know, wow. And he said, look to them as an example, because they walk in Yeshua's way. That's your example to follow, to get to that, get yourself to that level. Where he keep taking us higher and higher. Continue.
Verse 29, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Verse 30,
But check this out. He said, many of my best have done virtually, but thou excellence them all. That's all they, and they looking to continue in it because they not, ain't no envy, jealousy. No. They know their role, position where they are doing what he gave them to do.
We're together.
But she's putting in like our Raw Shalom. Like I say, many Beth have done virtually, but she excels them all because she got that unction function from Yahweh. That's it. And she ain't thinking she better than nobody. We all in the family. Everybody got their position. Everybody got their assignment. It ain't be like the devil. He was blessed and then wasn't satisfied with his position.
He's stupid. Yeah.
Yes, very stupid. He up there with people, putting dead people in heaven. He was up there. Got kicked out. People dying and putting people up there. Ain't nobody up there yet. Then it would be no judgment.
Right.
He was up there where people striving to get.
Yeah.
Continue.
Verse 30, favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth Yahweh, or that respects Yahweh,
There you go.
she shall be praised.
And that's it. Favor of man is deceitful. Favor of Yah is good.
Yeah.
And beauty is vain. And people saying, how good you look, you dress this, you doing it. He says, watch out for those compliments.
There you go.
You know, that's from man.
Right.
The moment they get a little upset at you, they ain't saying nothing. They coming out with the cursing of you now. Cursing words and cursing.
Yeah.
You did, I wish you did, you did, you make me say,
See?
But a Iyshshah that reverence Yahweh, she shall be hallowed by Abba Yahweh and men and women too. Last verse.
Verse 31, give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gate.
That's right. And she ain't going for her and say, give her the fruit of her hand. Let her own these works praise her in the gate. Praise around the congregation, praise her wherever you go to the store and all that. She ain't saying it at her own mouth or nothing, but you have not to say, you ain't got to say, like Romans, I'm Christian. It goes without saying, you character show. The fruit, that's what he's talking about, the fruit of your ruach will show what you about. It's praising her. She had the honor and glory doing the work of Yahweh. A woman, a teacher, brothers. That's what it's all about, to show you that. Y'all love his best. Yeah, I'm teaching because you dumb men be afraid, worrying about what another man gonna say. Oh, I'm doing it. No, the majority, we ain't in no political party.
That's right.
Where the majority is, we don't care. Yahweh does his best work with the fruits.
Sure does.
Holler Yahweh.
Got
Do
to
his
give
great
the
work
word
with
in.
the fruits.
That's right.
Look at the fruits they have all this greatness of the universe. Yahshua. Holler Yahweh. Praise the mighty God. Ezekiel chapter 22. This is beautiful. This is. It's so wonderful, this work and this warmth, these double rain. Relax you in this. And troublesome time. Ain't no troublesome time. As they were in physical Goshen, we in spiritual Goshen. That's our new moon. Since last year when they called it pandemic, it was a plague. We've been on a group of saints under the hands of Yahshua. We get a spiritual, group of saints holding on to the everlasting name of Yahshua. We in spiritual quotient.
24/7.
It's strengthening us. It's blessing us to be a blessing. We let them know. Come on, this umbrella. He wants
Right.
right. That's his umbrella. That he proud. He said umbrella.
Yep.
Come on, dude. That's his head back when he was in the garden. That was taken from man. But the individual Israel and those who come spiritual, which physical Israel must become spiritual. That head of protection come back around with the spiritual quotient.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
That's it.
Ezekiel chapter 22. Chapter 22. And let's read verses 23 to 26. Oh, praise Abba Yahweh and his great Shem Yahshua HaMashiach. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Ezekiel
Chapter
22,
verse
23.
26.
Verse 23, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, verse 24, Son of man, say unto her, Thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation. Verse 25, there is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst of thereof. Like a roaring lion that ravening the prey, they have devoured souls, they have taken the treasure and precious thing, they have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Verse 26, her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane, neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Shabbats, and I am profane among them.
Okay, go to 28.
Verse 27, her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves, ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain. Verse 28, and her prophets have dubbed them with untempered mortar, seeing vanity and divining lies unto them, saying, Thus says Yahweh Elohim, when Yahweh had not spoken.
Hallelujah. To the max. You live the max. All this is, y'all compare, when he say Zion, that's the nation of Israel, and what is better? Oh, everybody came out of his daughter. He's holding her up. He's holding her up. These are men and women that teach it. There's a woman coming, Zion is her from it's Zion, his place, but he's letting you know her. He calls her her. Her. He said, in the land of Yah, in the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Bow, say unto her, Thou art the land, see, art the land that is not clean, nor rain upon it in Yah in the nation. Rain, like you say, rain on you the true double rain. Okay. He can rain on it. It had not rained the true double rain, because you unclean. When he say land, he's talking about Zion, and he's saying her. You see, he say her, because he compared his daughters to the land, it's Zion. And what came out of her after she came out of Adam? We, people, the teachers are that. He letting you know. Praise the mighty Yah. He ain't never put his daughters down. Have respect for his daughters always, always. Praise the mighty Yah.
Yes.
Let's go to Numbers chapter 30. Numbers chapter 30. He just wanted today. Relax in my word of truth. This is true. I've read it written. Like some people say, the man wrote the Bible. Sure he did. By the inspiration of Ruach HaKodesh. That's wrong. God say, man ain't that smart. To write some thousands of dollars. Yeah, you can look around, you guys should read it, look around and see it's all happening now. Come on now. That's on you. Like you say, Raw starting the 11. What if some believe? Don't believe. Oh well, that's you. You'll be a non-believer. You say no, but non-believer gonna be in the kingdom anyway. You'll be in the lake of fire. That's it. But he's trying to steal you from that by these $2 Numbers chapter 30. Numbers chapter 30. That's what he's trying to steal you away from. But you refuse. Numbers. It's okay when you're ignorant. Now you see, black folk being ignorant means you're stupid. Ignorant is just not knowing. Yeah. That's all. Truthfully, the true definition. But Black folks, when we say ignorant, you can be stupid too. You're stupid to refuse the truth.
Yeah.
Numbers chapter 30. Let's read verses 3 to 7.
Numbers chapter 30 and verse 3. If a woman also vow a vow unto Yahweh, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth. Verse 4. And her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she had bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she had bound her soul shall stand.
Praise the mighty God. If an Iyshshah means no daughters and all that, sister, also vow unto Yahweh. See, this is that. See, if Yahweh, if he didn't want her to teach her nothing, he wouldn't be hearing nothing until she asked him. And bind herself by a bond, being in her Abba in her youth, and her Abba Shema, her vow and her bond wherein she had bound her nephew, and her Abba shall hold his shalom at her, then her vow shall stand, and every bond, wherewith she had bound her nephew shall stand. If the daddy had the power, the man had the power if he did, they're silly, but they silly, get out of here. You know, now, we're going to not have that against her, but he held his peace. He knew it was right. She had saying action and bond that was correct. He let her, hey, it's on you.
Yeah.
And between you and y'all now. This is all this is, you know, it's just showing that a woman had a voice.
Yeah.
Continue.
Verse 5. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth not any of her vows or of her bonds wherewith she had bound her soul shall stand, and Yahweh shall forgive her because her father disallowed her. Verse 6. And if she had at all an husband when she vowed or uttered all out of her lips wherewith she bound her soul. Verse 7. And her husband heard it and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vow shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand.
See, she made a round of promise to Abba Yahweh. And then they say, if it's too wacky. No, Yahweh, we're going to disallow this and y'all forgive me. But hey, he let them know. Ain't no difference between the man and the woman. Only that Yahshua's head, man, second, then Iyshshah. It's an order, decent in order. That's the only thing. But they icons. She get to reason and think with them because that's what it's helped me.
Yeah.
We here to help each other.
No dumb blonde, right?
Yeah, no dumb blonde, as they say. They ain't be dumb if they want to this area. But you only come to the knowledge of Yahweh, your dumbness. Yes.